Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. If you're new here, my name is Rose. I am a horror artist, and today we are going to go through my sketchbooks. And disclaimer, my art may be not for children. So if you are a child, you click off. Some of this art is when I was first learning still life, and so some of it is naked bodies. But let's get started. Also, just another note, this is post-Rose, editing Rose, coming to you hot. It got way too long. I didn't realize how long this was going to take me, so I have to do it in 2 parts. This is going to be part 1, and I'll upload part 2 as I finish it. And you're going to see a couple hard cuts where I took out some blank pages or just things that were really personal and I didn't want to show. But side take over, let's get back to it. A lot of these drawings or sketchbooks aren't dated because I decided that wasn't important. Always date your sketchbooks, guys. This sketchbook was from middle school. This is when I first found anime, and I decided that that was the path that I wanted to draw with, not specifically what I ended up as. But this is done as kind of like a freeform, but these are all drawings that I found online that I kind of just swiped and copied. You all have to kind of start somewhere. I had a thing for crayons, I guess. No, these are colored pencils, actually. To bring color into the world. Oh my, don't look at that. That's scandalous. Oh my. Kissing scene? All these sketchbooks are super, I did not preserve them, so they got just a whole bunch of charcoal everywhere. Marceline. I also decided that a lot of my sketchbooks I started and then I just skip pages or just don't finish. Oh, this was my friend did this. Isn't it cute? I don't know when I did this, but oh boy, proportions are not a thing, huh? Oh, this is one of my favorite characters, Setsu from Skip Beat. Oh, look, these are kind of proportions. These are all the pictures that I wanted to draw with my super low res printer at the time. I have no clue what these artists are, or who they are. At the time, I didn't know that I should not be copying stuff, but I think it's fine to start drawing. If you don't know where to start, a good way is to get your favorite artist and to kind of do what they're doing. As long as you're not making money off of their work, of course. I think that if you're learning art, a great place to start is by copying. I feel like this was done much later, but like I said, I didn't date anything, so I would assume still around middle school. These look a lot better than, I think, my high school stuff because I am copying stuff. This is not me, this is my friend. Lucy from Fairy Tale. I was a very big Fairy Tale fan. Yeah, none of these are dated. But their anatomy, at least, are decent because I'm copying. This was a sketch I did for a project in middle school. I think it was some kind of art project. Like, I actually had an art class, and we had to do like a collage of something. That's what I ended up doing. I entered an art contest, and this was like the sketch that I wanted to do. I think I meshed a whole bunch of images online to make this, like reference photos, but This was, you can barely see it because it's so thinly penciled, but this was just another version of this. This was a sketch. This was like me trying to perfect it. This was the composition that I wanted to do. So the angel was going to be here, and there was another person here. This person that was like longingly having her arm up. No clue what this was about or what was going through my head at this time. Do I have anything else in the sketchbook? Oh, that's it. I just stopped using the sketchbook for some reason. But yeah, that was my middle school sketchbook. I don't think I have anything else from middle school. This is my next sketchbook that I used. This is early high school, I think. I'm still in my anime phase. I decided that I wanted to get a little bit better in styling, so I started copying different eyes. And when I first started this sketchbook, I was like, okay, I'll do eyes, then I'll do like mouse, and then from there I'll like do the different parts, divide and conquer, as they say. And then 4 pages in, I decided let's just do more faces. At the time, I had a manga book that I was getting all these faces off. It was not necessarily a how to draw manga, or maybe it was. Gosh, I cannot remember. But it just had a whole bunch of different faces that I was practicing on. Just different types of manga and styles. This one was expression tests, so I did the same character but different expressions. She very highlighted character. I never really wanted to draw, like be a mangaka or anything like that. But because I was so into anime at the time, I guess that's what I just ended up drawing as. Wow, that's a lot of expressions. A lot of these I'm going through for the first time again that I have not gone through in many, many years. So some of these I don't even know what they're in. I think this was my favorite drawing from this sketchbook at the time. Sometimes I would do little pops of color because I think I got gel pens for this. But I honestly, some tools that I have, I end up using for like 1 or 2 pages, and then I just go back to pencil or pen. It's just a lot of anime. I must have drawn the whole like book of it. I really liked this one too. I think it was the hat. Oh my goodness, her face is so flat. Uh-oh. I tried chibis for a while and I couldn't get their faces right ever. I think they were not doing well. She's kind of cute. Little magical girl. Oh, sexy. Sexy drawing. I think this one was my next favorite. Just because her proportions looked so good. And I'm not used to really good proportions. Also, angst. We love angst teenagers. I don't think any of these are shaded, so I never really got good at shading at all. Hence why I just kind of stuck to pen, I think. I just started with line art and just continued with line art. You can see a theme going on here with cats and girls. Oh, Conda from D. Grayman. I don't know why I cut off half her face. This was D. Grayman was one of my favorite series for quite a while, so you could see a lot of the characters coming up. Lavi. I skipped a page. Oh no. Oh, very slight pencil marks. These pages are so blurred now. Didn't I have the same picture in another sketchbook? I just drew it again? Hold on. I must look. This is for research. I did. Look at me redrawing this a year probably after. You can see a little bit of improvement actually. I still didn't understand female anatomy though. A penguin? Is this from... Oh, this is Webkins? It's a Webkins. I loved Webkins. Marty Grayman. Another... Uh-oh, I think this was not a reference. You can see how different anatomy from looking at something and not looking at something. There was the longest time where I could not draw anything without looking at a reference, which is no shame. That is, I think, looking for references, I do it now. It's the best way to improve. Um, but at the time, I was like, oh, I'm not a good artist because I can't draw from my mind. I have to look at something. That's fine. This is early high school sketchbook, probably around 2014, 15. We jumped to college where I decided out of nowhere that I was going to go to art school, where previously I wanted to be a vet. I was learning charcoal, so actually, this is funny. I decided that this sketchbook specifically, because I have another one that's from the same time, this sketchbook specifically, I'm only going to do charcoal. Um, and it lasted for 3 pages. And then I just started doing whatever I wanted, so that was funny. Also, I studied animation, so some of these are from my professor at the time. I was getting like, I would go after class and ask him for help. The ones that don't look good, they're mine. I see chibi drawings. Some of these are from live models, so these are for sure are from class where we had a live model posing for us. I think during this time is when I started to start doing more horror stuff besides this one. I think this one was for a friend. I think it was like a not a commission, but I just did it for... Yeah, I started doing more like horror kind of related stuff and doing ink. I think this was one of my very first ink drawings. And I was still figuring out a style. Not that I've found my style yet. What is going on here? Senpai. You know what? This was Inktober. I think this was in Inktober. I can't imagine. Yeah, this was 2018 Inktober. It was for... This prompt was roasted, I think. Inktober was really where I started getting into more inking stuff. And ink, if you do too much of it, it looks really overdone, I guess, and like I don't want to say ugly, but like the line work is definitely off. I can't remember exactly what prompts these were, but my goodness. You can see a theme of going into more horror art. This is Annie, because I like League of Legends. I think I went through so many pens doing this Inktober because I would just fill the page with a whole bunch of ink. Like, oh my god, it's like soaked. Dry, but soaked. This one and the other one is very similar vibes. I don't remember any of these prompts. It's been so long. Don't know what this one is from. Oh, this was sketches for time. I believe time was like the prompt. Oh, I got some alcohol pens, so I started playing around with those. I think the alcohol pens I use for the next Inktober as well. I started using watercolor pens here. And this is the beanbag for animation class. We're making it work. I don't know what this is about, but that hand, goodness, that hand needs work. This actually was one of my favorite sketches at the time because it was so loose. And at the time, I would always make like hard lines. A lot of hard lines happened. And when you're starting out drawing, you should really be very sketchy with it and do big long lines. And that's what that's what I was learning at the time. So this, I felt like I was executing it nicely. This is more Inktober stuff. I actually wanted to redraw this one for the longest time. I should still do that because I think it's an interesting idea. This this one didn't work out well, but I really liked this purple pen to use it, so I used it for a little bit, and I just was not getting great results. Flat face. What are you doing, Rose? Flat face. This one's fun. Horror. We love dolls. I think this is gluttony or something. Feels gluttony vibes. It's a sick take on like love or something. Oh my. No commentary on that one. Head in a box. The best gift. I don't know where Inktober stops here, but I think these are still Inktober. Yeah, you won. That was the end of it. Because I was like, did I really win if I, not wasted, but I was so tired after 30 days, because I believe those were 30. I'm not going to count them, but coming back with the purple pen, this is my best friend at the time. These are all drawings of, I think, just like looking at my classmate in front of me. Or this one I think was not looking at anything because you see how flat their chins are and how unproportional their head is. Not looking at anything, you can see, because the proportions are really weird. Oh no, what is going on here? This is an interesting idea. Hard to see, but perspective drawing. Trying to get into the bones, probably was for anatomy class or something. None of this is actually anatomically correct. It's just my extent of skill at the time. Someone help me. My eye is melting. And it's something I actually drew. That's funny. That eye is looking not great, though, to be honest. More naked bodies. Oh no. This is my poor attempt of abs. I think I was much better at doing women bodies. I think a lot of artists like to draw women more than males because of how boxy males are. Women are just more fun to draw. They're more curvy. Some of these are interesting concepts. I just didn't have the skill to really execute at the time. Oh, Suicide Squad. This was for a different class. I think we had to like draw something that pertained to what we were learning, and it ended up being something of this sort. Suicide Squad. Oh, this one's fun. I got into D&D, and this was one of the NPCs we met, who was a drunk elven tavern dweller. I don't know. We met her, and she was very drunk. Who is this? This was another person from that same campaign, but I cannot for the life of me remember what he was doing. Oh well. Some of these I know I drew for a reason, but cannot remember why. Getting back into pen. I think that's it for this sketchbook. And that's that. We actually got through an entire sketchbook without leaving many pages empty, which is very nice. Oh look, I started on eyes again. We're right back at the start. We can see the different style change. Wait, let's do a play-by-play. Let's see the style change. Look how much different those are. I started actually trying to do more realistic eyes. They are kind of still slightly anime. Yeah, definitely more realistic eyes happening. And then there's this one. Oh hey, I started this one again trying to do eyes, and then I went on to mouths, and then I gave up for a couple pages. Oh no, I left a couple pages because I'm like, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do more mouths, and that never happened. Funny. These are all, I think, not looking at something because their proportions are still off. I started getting into, I think this was painting. I was trying to paint some stuff. I don't think it lasted long. I never really was into painting as much. I was into ink. Is that a girl with a pig nose? Yes, it is. This was for a project. We had to do a side profile, and I ended up putting like a really cool tattoo on them. Little rose tattoo that I was doing some ideas for. Anatomy. We're trying to do some male bodies. Not that bad actually. But I learned nothing. Oh my goodness. This is from the live model for sure. This is my professor. He's trying to help me out. Painting a little landscape there, I guess. Some of these I'm taking notes down in class, so probably doesn't make any sense. Oh, these are song names. Wonder why I was drawing. I don't know why I was incorporating that in my sketchbook. Oh dear, that's a hand. That's something like a claw. Oh, that's cool. That's a cool one. Cool perspective. Oh look, it's a return of some anime bodies. Was I looking at something? Probably. Chibis? I did a couple different chibis. I wonder why. I got into a dress-up game around this time, and I think these dresses are from that dress-up game. This was a dress I was trying to design at the time. Moving on. I seem to draw a lot of women that are naked. I think I'm gonna have to highlight a couple things because I don't have enough too long of a video to incorporate all of these in. Okay. We got a little I'm bored drawing. There's doodles in class. I really liked this drawing, although her hips are way too big. Hey, when in doubt, just draw something in front of your character to hide all your anatomy imperfections. I was trying to draw a squirrel. It is so chubby. Oh, none of these pencil drawings are easy to see. This looks like I am reverting. Like I'm learning nothing from any of the classes that I'm taking because of how bad this anatomy is. I think though, at the same time, weird anatomy ended up becoming something that was very prominent in a lot of my pieces nowadays. Ah yes, the Cheshire Cat Stripper. Why did I draw this? You know, I'm bored in class when I start drawing random stuff. It's time to go, Alice. What was his echo? I don't know why I was drawing him. I think I was trying to make uh like a face chart or something, and he's not working. He's he looks like four different people are meshing different emotions. I was doing some hair doodles on a character I was trying to make with my friend, and we were doing brainstorming on what she would look like. Is this what we, yep. I think this was like a comic we were trying to make at the time. It never ended up working out, obviously, but fun. This is actually really cute designs. This is one of her dresses. I think I made a YouTube um video at the time, and this was one of my sketches for like the outro. A little thrush chibi. Why is this upside down? It's terrifying looking. So this sketchbook seemed to be still anime-esque stuff. I was like still figuring out styling choices and especially anatomy. Whoa, the anatomy was not working out on a lot of these. That's okay. That's okay. We're learning. We're learning. So this book I used for school, and it was a lot of text in it that I just was like taking notes from class. So I'm just gonna do a couple like honorable mentions with this. This was 2017. I think I'm probably first first year in college, and I drew my friend who does not look like this at all, but my limited drawing knowledge um made her look weird. Yep, so this was me trying to get perfect proportions. I think it was like a draw along with my professor and trying to get perfect anatomy and also highlights. So like if the light was here, this is where the highlights would be, or shadows would be here, I mean. Perspective class. Oh no. It's all downhill from here. Yeah, perspective. Uh-oh. Hand. This is me looking at my own hand. You can tell all the nails are not the same length. Oh my god. My nails are never the same length. That's how you know I was drawing my own hand. This was for a class, we had to like mesh different animals together. So I did what? Snake, peacock, probably dragonfly, some kind of other frog? I don't know. I wonder if I still have that that drawing, because I did it in pen. But I hadn't given up with printing stuff out to draw it. Instead of looking at like a computer or something, I would print it out. Oh, this was the sketch for a color wheel that I ended up doing. So I did a color in each of the pupils. That was fun. Oh, and that's it for this one. Like I said, I always just start sketchbooks and don't ever finish. Why? It seems we have reached the end of part 1 of looking through my old sketchbooks. Thank you for sticking around. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you like it, then subscribe, because I will post every month of different speed paints, different things, kind of whatever's going on, because I like to jump around projects. Part 2 is almost